We're back after a
Hiatus.
hiatus. Yeah, that's the intelligent word to use.
That's what the NBA said.
A hiatus,
Yeah.
which essentially just means like a
Long pause?
yeah.
What's the difference between hiatus and like postpone?
I think like something gets postponed, but then once they're back, they were on a hiatus.
Yes, that's definitely it.
So welcome back to the Tube Station podcast.
We're back at it. It's been a long journey to get back.
It's been a weird month.
Oh. How would you describe, because we did the coronavirus, dude, it's been so long since we did the coronavirus like episode.
The Corona Cast.
I don't think I knew. Did I think it would last this long?
I don't know. I was listening to it like yesterday or 2 days ago, but I don't know. It's just funny to like go back and listen to like the things we were saying, and like I don't know. At that point, like I expected that like tens of millions would die, and now like no chance that happens.
Because we were like, Tom Hanks has it. Everyone's going to get it.
Yeah, and
No.
also I remember we you made the point that like Tom Hanks is known for doing like nothing wrong. Well, after all that happened, dude, if you like go through Instagram posts and stuff, whether it's from him or just about him, there's like countless people talking about him like drinking baby blood and like being like a pedophile and like all this crazy shit.
Drinking baby blood?
Yeah. Which actually brings me to something I did want to talk about. So there's a account on Instagram I follow. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to give them clout.
Props.
Because they post just like, so it's like a conspiracy account. Most of like 90% of the stuff they post, I'm like, come on, and a lot of it's like flat Earth bullshit. But so like every now and then they post some shit, and you're like, holy fuck, like maybe. But it's run by this lady, and she goes live, so I hop on just to see what it's about. And it's just like it's this lady just like sitting there smoking a blunt. So like immediately pretty much she's not reliable.
Yeah.
I mean,
She could say
she
anything.
could be, but
She could
that's a
say
bad
anything.
look. So she's just ripping a blunt, and she's talking about how all these celebrities throughout quarantine, like you're seeing them on Zoom interviews and whatever it is, and like they were talking about how shitty everybody looks, and she accounts this to their lack of something called adrenochrome. And I haven't really looked up much of it because it just sounds like bullshit. But essentially, like what she was saying is that there's just like this really big network of like elite celebrities who like drink blood of children, and it keeps them like looking young and stuff. And this was like her explanation for like 60 and 70-year-old celebrities to look like really attractive. And so I go ahead and like comment. I'm like, don't you think like maybe they look like shit because they're like not getting their hair dyed. They don't have professional teams like doing their makeup and all this shit. And they're just literally sitting in their house like a normal person for once.
She commented that on the live.
Yeah. And oh boy,
She replied to it.
No, well, I mean,
She addressed it?
No, she didn't address it. But like the other 26 people who were watching were very upset with me.
What?
And like, cause they're all full blown believers.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, "You're so fucking blind. Like, you don't know what's happening. Wake up, bro." and then, so I'm like, all right, let me take a different approach. So I'm like, I'm open to this. And then like they start. I said I was like, I'm open to learning about this. It just seems crazy. And so like they kind of all start like easing off, and they're homies with me again. And then I start asking like these weird questions. I'm like, so could you drink? I'm like, hypothetically, could you drink like a baby animal's blood and get the same effects? And then I was like, how much blood would you need to drink? And like, what does that correlate to as far as aging. And like I just kept asking like these super specific questions about like drinking blood. And she was like, "Bitch, I don't want no blood drinkers in my chat. If you gonna be talking that shit, get out of here." And again, the troops turned on me after that
Oh,
because they thought I was a blood drinker, part of the deep state elite. But it was just funny. But I haven't seen her go live in a while, and I'm hoping she does it again so I can hear the next crazy idea.
that kind of leads me. So like Netflix, I have like stock. I've like invested in Netflix for a while. I thought they were gonna blow up, which I mean they're doing pretty well, especially in a time like this. But have you seen? Do you watch a lot of Netflix?
Um, yeah, I've probably been watching Hulu more than anything, but yeah, I still watch Netflix.
When did that whole like, you know how it's now you can see like the top 10 shows
Yeah.
or anything, top 10 things on Netflix. They like show that top 10. That's a new thing,
Do
right?
you think it's real?
No,
I was thinking about it the
I
other
mean
day.
you just pay to be on that.
That's what I'm thinking, dude. And
There's no way.
especially if there's like some sort of documentary that's like pushing like an agenda
Yeah,
for like the mass media, like whoever's running everything.
yeah,
I mean, it's not crazy to think these companies are like, "Yo, Netflix will give you $10 million if you put us as the number one show on Netflix."
yeah,
And I mean, just from Tiger King or something like that, you see it's number one. People are talking about it because people watch whatever they think is popular.
exactly.
And boom.
Exactly. It's so easy to get away with that. And like the one like a month ago, just so happened that the number one show was called Pandemic. And it was like a documentary about how pandemics work and stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, obviously that would be
And
popular at a time like
they
this.
dropped that before
No, like
COVID?
right as it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Like probably right when
They were sitting on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, that's a little too ironic. But where I'm going with this is like related to that IG thing. There's one now. It's called Waco. Have you seen that one?
I watched it. It was on the Paramount Network, however you say it.
You saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched it
yeah.
like I rarely fucking watch cable, but for whatever reason, I was watching. I was like watching TV when I still lived with my parents, and I saw like the like commercial or trailer or whatever for it. Yeah, and I taped like all of them, and I watched it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it last week.
It's fucking
maybe
awesome.
less, maybe like 5 days ago.
It's dude, cults are fucking really cool.
That's
dude.
where I was going.
They're
with this.
so interesting.
Like the fact that like that IG live and like there's just people like 26 people watching and 25 of them were like probably watch every single one and big time believe and listen and they like just take all that to heart no matter what. It's just crazy that like cults are still a huge part of society and I don't think they're ever talked about unless you're listening to like a podcast about them.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Like, I, as far as I know, like I don't remember any big cult event within like since we've been around.
Exactly. But there have been, but we just like don't really know about them.
But
as
I'm
much.
saying like in the '90s, you had Waco with the Branch Davidians. You had Jim Jones and the whole Kool-Aid shit. Charles Manson, that's essentially
Yeah.
a cult.
Oh,
The Manson family was a cult.
That's a cult. Yeah.
So like right there, that's three. Like they were in like what 70s through 90s, maybe 80s through 90s. But as far as I can remember, like I don't remember hearing of any cult recently, like past 2000.
Exactly. But there's so many.
But why haven't there been any like big events with the government or anything like that?
Exactly. I mean, I don't want to get into Waco specifically, but like that may have started the whole like, all right, seriously, like just leave them alone. Like it's just such like a
Because they
PR
fucked
problem.
up so bad.
Yeah, like it's just such a PR problem on like for the country
Just
and the
leave 'em
government.
alone.
Yeah, so just like don't mess with them.
That's not a bad point. You're probably right, honestly.
But I'd love to like discuss for a little bit like the idea of a cult, like the fact that there are so many people that are in them and like those people you're all in. And it's not even like there's no question about not being all in. Like that is your reality,
It's-
is
yeah,
that cult. Like,
it's
whatever
everything.
that cult believes in, if you're in it, there's no such thing as another belief or religion or anything like that.
Yeah, you can't go against the grain when you're in a cult.
Yeah. And the show Waco, like the first few or the first episode or maybe the second, like when they go and like recruit that dude, I'm like, that's crazy. Like you
Well,
could just
yeah,
get
it's just
recruited and then that's it.
it's interesting because like not anybody can start a cult.
No.
You have to be a very intelligent and super manipulative and influential person.
Absolutely.
And it's like it's not hard to do. So like you do have to give credit to cult leaders, like just from what they say and how confident they say it, they can get dozens, if not hundreds of people to literally kill themselves because they think he's the Messiah or whatever it is. But it's just interesting, like the psychology behind it.
Yeah.
Because it's really just somebody taking advantage of people who are in bad situations,
Mm-hmm.
and they pretty much act like they can help, and they bring them in, and then
That's
it.
it.
It becomes all they know.
Yeah.
And like even with Tiger King, there was the one you watched Tiger King, right?
No, I
you
didn't.
So one of the guys who owns the zoo, his name's Doc Antle, and there were like allegations of him like essentially having a cult there, just because he has like a ton of hot ass women working for him, and he's just like this big fat gray guy with a fucking ponytail. But one of the ladies in the documentary had worked for him for several years and then left in the early 2000s, and she was talking about how like she was never told you can't leave,
Mm-hmm.
but she had been there since she was like 16, like a lot of the other girls, and like this was literally all she had. So it's not like a lot of times people like you'll see the cult leaders or organizers argue that the people can leave whenever they want. Sure they can, but you give them food, a place to live. All they know is what they have right there.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of social ties rather than legal or like forced anything. It's just that's your life, and just to leave everything and go somewhere but have nowhere to go. I mean, you can't really do it. So that's why people get kind of locked into them.
Those, like the Branch Davidians, after watching Waco, I do like, any documentary, I do a little research after, or maybe even before or during. But like they still exist.
Oh, really?
Even though David Koresh died in that incident.
Because some of them lived through that, right? Yeah.
It's just absolutely insane.
Definitely watch that if you haven't. It's crazy shit, and it's just another time that the government did some sketchy shit that they knew they were doing. But
have you seen the movie Bad Times at the El Royale?
no, that was like the newish one, right?
Yeah,
It came out like
maybe
a year ago.
a year ago. Yeah, I saw it while I was up at school. Honestly,
What's the premise?
So I'll just start by saying it's the best movie I've seen in five years,
Really?
maybe 10.
Wow.
It's in my top 5 movies of all time. I don't know why. It did get a lot of hype, but I feel like not everyone saw it. It's not like a, Forrest Gump or like an Inception, obviously. But it's basically, it's like it's so hard to explain. I'm just a big, like, unique movie guy. Did you see 1917?
Amazing movie.
Amazing. But I was more amazed by the movie aspect. I don't know. That's something like I'd really find valuable in a movie is the like actual creativity behind what the movie is and less about like the story.
Right.
But with 1917 and with Bad Times at the El Royale, it's like I've never seen a movie like either of those. So I think that's why I liked it. And then obviously everything else that comes with it was just a great compliment. But 1917, like the whole fact that it was what? I think they said it was filmed in 4 or 5 shots. I think less, dude. From minute like
Because
15.
my dad told me that ahead of time,
Oh, he did.
and then I watched it, and I think it's like 2.
Well, so there's only
Literally,
like 2
if you
parts.
don't understand what we're saying, the entire 2-hour movie is one single camera shot.
There are
They
no.
don't switch between cameras. There's no cuts. It's him running the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, it's no cuts. That's the big thing. And
And
I really
it sounds
only,
weird, but it's honestly one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I only remember identifying 2 or 3 points where there could be an obvious cut.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think back, but like maybe when he meets the French woman.
Yes. Like anything in the dark, you could kind of get away with it possibly. And then like the very first cut I noticed.
Because it's a lot of ups and downs. Like
Yeah.
shit gets really crazy, then it calms down, and it's quiet, and you think he's safe, and then something crazy happens again.
It's just like incredible.
It was great.
like just
And did you know that the amount of shots that he fired throughout that movie was accurate to how many a rifle from World War II could hold? Like, I think he fired 8 or 10 shots throughout the whole movie.
like with that one rifle that he had the whole time.
Like they made that accurate to how many shots an
Yeah.
actual soldier would have in their rifle with one magazine.
It's just like
So like the attention to detail, like you can appreciate that.
it's so cool, and that's why it won so many awards. But
Well, you
it's
knew
stuff like that.
You watch some movies you watch and you just like automatically know that it's gonna get like a ton
Yeah.
of awards.
I mean, some people just absolutely nail it with the topic or the theme of the movie.
Yeah,
but
if
this
it's-
one, I was just absolutely like trapped watching the movie. I couldn't like stop being amazed from basically minute like 10 when I started to realize what happened. Like I didn't know that going in like you did, that it was the whole shot thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like 10 minutes or maybe even a little less in, I'm just like,
You're like-
I don't think they've cut this whole time. And then it
And
just
then you
keeps
become-
going. And
yeah,
I
you
start to be
become-
like, oh, that's the point.
Yeah.
And then you just realize how incredible it is all 2 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's stuff like that that I really value in movies. I don't know. Is there anything that you like sticks out in like your favorite movies you've ever seen?
I don't know, dude. I've been into like sci-fi and like space movies lately.
Mhm.
So I finally watched Interstellar for the first time.
So good.
Have you seen that? Okay,
Yeah,
you've
I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times. All
I
the
need to
way
watch
through.
it again. Because,
Exactly.
Like it is so fucking crazy. And like it was one of those movies where as soon as I finished, I hopped on YouTube for like
Yes.
another hour just to like kind of break down everything that I saw.
I always do like a check out Reddit if you want to like really analyze a good movie or show you've seen, because like people on Reddit, I mean, you know how Reddit is.
They just
it goes
go
crazy.
all out. Yeah.
People are geniuses.
Several
on there.
paragraphs.
People are geniuses.
Well, it's just like so many. They just like toss in so many things in that movie, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah.
So like the whole 5-dimension planet built by like essentially future humans. There were no aliens the whole time.
Yeah.
Like spoiler alert. Like it's been fucking 8 years. I
Yeah,
don't care.
watch
Like,
the movie.
yeah. But I just like so like him being the ghost the whole time. I don't really get it.
How? That's like the whole movie though.
I
It's
know,
like-
but like
The whole movie is basically, that's when I first started
it's
to
like
understand.
you have to think so hard, and I don't know.
I will say, well, the first time I watched it, I didn't fully understand it like I do now. But what I do know is that that's when I started to first like understand the idea of time, and like that time is a human construct. You know what I mean? Like that's the point of the movie, is that time, like that's how he's the ghost, is because time is not a real thing. Like he's the same
Well,
person that
no.
he is in the future.
In
and
the movie,
past.
time is its own dimension.
Exactly. Like, but that's how black holes work too and stuff.
So like you can move forward, backward, and across time.
Yeah. It's multi-dimensional.
Yeah, and then like they tie in how love is the only thing that transcends all dimensions, and like
Yeah.
that's what brought him like that's what it made him like find
Yeah.
his daughter. That was
That's
little,
the
like,
that's
it
the
was a little
story. That's the
fucking gay, but-
storyline part of it. That every movie has to have a little storyline
Yeah,
thing. But I
but,
just
uh,
completely looked
I mean,
past
they
that.
could easily make a second movie
easily.
because he didn't age a fucking day.
No. His
And,
daughter's
Motherfucking what's the bitch's name?
Jessica Chastain? Or
No,
like the what? Who? In the movie?
Anne Hathaway.
Oh yeah.
She's on the other planet.
Yeah.
So let's see what the fuck's going on there in the next movie.
Yeah. They easily could.
Okay, but last thing I need you to try to explain to me is Cooper Station at the very end of the movie.
Fuck, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Okay,
What
so
about it?
he wakes up and he's on like the fucking big station, like orbiting Saturn, they say.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember how the shit's like,
Upside down and like on the wall and shit.
yeah, is that like because they were able to manipulate gravity so that like you can make gravity a circle so that you just like can walk within the circle? The
I
circle
believe so,
itself
yes.
is what pulls you in,
I believe so, yes, because obviously that's how the Earth works.
and that just like gives them more room to. Because like I guess.
I don't know the point of it.
Yeah, I don't know the point of it either, but it was just like a
But
weird
yeah,
part of the
I do
movie.
think that's what they meant to do with like the whole gravity thing. But yeah, that's when I started to really understand like the fact that time is fake. And I think about it kind of a lot, maybe too much. Like the fact
it's
that
not
every
fake.
time, like for example, at 8:00, right? I had a Zoom meeting that I missed accidentally. I realized like 8:55 while we were sitting here preparing, and I was like, ah. But then I was like, 8:00, like it happens twice a day, 8:00. But there's no one saying that that has to be the number 8. Like days
Like
just string together. Like every moment is a different point in time than any other moment that's ever happened.
Yeah, days just make it easier to
It's
keep
to
track.
organize and
To
distract
organize-
us a little bit.
It's to organize, and you have to like link it with the sun and like the sun.
But I feel like if
The moon,
everyone
I guess too.
if everyone always thought about time being the way it is, like we'd go crazy.
Time's fucked, dude. I don't even like to think about it because it's too weird.
It is.
And like, it could be a circle.
It could be anything.
It could.
We like
fucking
I said,
time
we-
could be a dimension.
like I said, we've invented a way to organize time and keep us sane as a society, but
but it really is all fake.
yeah.
But real quick, the other movie I watched, you should watch it. It's called Contact.
Never seen
It's
it.
from like 1996-ish. So it's like a little older, but it holds up. It's Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey, James Woods. You remember Jimmy Woods from Entourage?
What character?
Drama has his tickets for the Aquaman premiere, and he's real pissed. He shows up at the house with his girlfriend.
Oh,
And he's
fuck.
like, they have like the camera on their door, and he's like looking up in the camera. He's like, "Fucking Drama, I'm here. Give me my goddamn tickets." And he just appears as like a total dick the whole episode. Anyways, he's like a big actor, but pretty much like she's this bitch who listens to radio frequencies from space. Like it's like a government program,
Mhm.
and they like get this shit. They like hear shit from space, and like long story short, it ends up being like directions to build something,
Mhm.
and they build it, and something else.
They build it on
happens.
Earth.
Yeah,
Okay.
and something happens.
I need to watch it.
But the ending's really crazy because you think something happens, but nobody else does. Like it's just weird.
Is it unpredictable?
Yes.
So
My hands were like drenched for like half the movie.
Okay, good. So another thing that kind of connects to what we've been talking about this whole time is like my biggest pet peeve with a show is when it's predictable. And
Yeah.
that's so many shows. I mean, if you look at like what's trending right now, like Outer Banks, All American, like any of these like shows that are like trying to be like teen dramas, I feel like it's so obvious what's going to happen.
Everyone keeps duplicating the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same show.
It's like somebody was telling me about that. Someone told me to watch the stupidest fucking show ever, and I'm not going to watch it.
what
but
show?
it's that fucking one where they get paid not to bang.
on Netflix right
Yeah.
now, like trending.
Love is Blind.
Oh, Love is Blind.
Is that it?
Never seen it, but
Is that the premise?
I don't know. But I hear
think
so
it's,
much
I
about
think
it.
it's Love is Blind. It's one of the fuck Netflix lovey-dovey shows.
Yeah.
But essentially, they're on an island. They're all horny, and if they don't fuck, they get paid. Like, that's a terrible premise. So
terrible
pretty much
premise.
just like,
Oh wait, yeah. That is definitely what the show is. Because I saw some like article about like these two like did hook up and they lost the show, and then
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
like-
where are they now?
like
It's
big, big
Who
news.
cares?
Like, I guess. I don't know. If there's a lot of money on the table, like, I'm just not
Not
gonna
gonna do it. No, yeah.
Because, like, I'm going to get a shitload of money.
I mean, how horny are these people? Because you'd have to be another level to turn down like
Yeah,
big
like,
money.
For your applications, do you have to, like, prove that you're horny enough to make it interesting for the show?
The interview process is like,
Like,
So-
how many cocks have you sucked in the last month?
here's the
Like,
interview.
if girl says anything, like, under 30. Like,
Here, you
it's
be
like,
one of the guys interviewing, and I'll be the interviewer.
okay.
So,
So,
where are you from?
wait, are you the interviewer?
I'm the interviewer.
Am I a girl or a guy?
Guy,
All right. Go ahead.
where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, bro.
Los Angeles. Lots of girls there. Lots of.
Oh yeah, I'll be smashing puss all the
Oh, what-
time, dog.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, dog.
Lots of puss?
Yeah, dog.
How do you feel right now?
Friggin' horny right now, dude.
All right, we got one. Next.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, sir.
And then that's it. Like it's. And then the bitches come on. I feel like you just have to look at them. Just be like,
Just
no.
biting your lip,
Yeah.
and you're just.
That's just
Well-
too many clothes right there. That's too much on.
The girl just kind of has to put on a nice whore vibe,
Oh yeah.
cause I mean, it's Hollywood. You know, there's a dude interviewing
Yeah.
for the show, so
There's a dude. The girl just sits down and just has her like legs
just
wide
open with the skirt.
He's just like so.
And he's like, What's your name? She tells her name.
yeah. He's like,
All right, welcome to the welcome to the show.
so yeah. So your packet's over there. Just go ahead, pick up your free T-shirt, and we'll see you
I'm gonna
next
give
week.
you my personal number if you need anything. Just let me know.
If you need anything, I actually I don't know if you have a place to stay, but I have an extra room next to my wife's room.
And remember, I'm not part of the show,
No.
so like me and you, we can do whatever. It's not going to be part of the show. You'll still win your money.
Not at all. Yeah, I didn't watch Love Is Blind. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, someone told me, I'm like, no, like I refuse to even watch The Bachelor. I'm not going to watch fucking Love Is Blind.
Yeah. At least that might be unpredictable.
Though I am a little scared that The Bachelor might be very good.
I mean,
Not
I've
good,
watched
but
a
like
decent
so
amount.
terrible that you can't watch, like a car crash.
I feel like for a guy, I've watched a decent amount of The Bachelor / Bachelorette.
Yeah, I know there's like a lot of guys who watch it with their girlfriends and shit. Like, I understand how entertaining it is, but I think I just go crazy.
Yeah.
Just like watching how fucking dumb people are.
I've seen like people go off, like, you know, the famous viral TikToks or videos on Twitter of like girls recording their boyfriends watching The Bachelor, and they're like real into it and stuff, and it's kind of funny. It made me think of, there was this thing Barstool did one time, where like these employees, it was the MLB playoffs, baseball playoffs. These employees like fucked up, and you know how Dave Portnoy is, like he tries to make everything into like entertainment. So there's a big game on and they all want to watch it. And he says, your punishment for fucking up is you don't get to watch it. You get to watch this chick. I don't know if you know who Ellie Schnitt is. She has a podcast on Barstool. She's just like the most girly girl. I don't know how she even works for them.
Schnitt. Let's see her. Oh, she's hot.
Yeah, she has her own like podcast. It's called like Girl Talk or Schnitt Talk, and it's about girl talk and stuff.
Schnitt
but,
Talk.
But
I like it.
so he's like, your punishment is you don't get to watch the game. You get to watch her watch the game, and you get to ask her questions about what's happening. And
Oh.
granted, she doesn't know anything about sports. It's the best thing Barstool's ever done. This was
Oh.
like in October, maybe
Sounds
November.
good. I'll have
It
to
was-
watch that.
It was so funny. She's like watching. She's like, oh wow. And they're just like, what happened? She's like, the ball just like went over there. And
Oh, so they're not even allowed to watch it. They
No,
just have to like
they watch-
rely on her to.
She's watching it, and they're watching her.
But
watch
like,
it.
if it was one of your bros, they could just narrate everything and like it'd
Yeah,
be somewhat exciting.
exactly.
Still.
Yeah,
So she's just
they
like,
could actually. She's
"Eh."
just like, I. So the ball, they hit it. Oh my god, it went so far, and they're just like, home run. She's like, no, like that dude right there just caught it. They're just like, oh, so what does it say now? She's like, it's a commercial. They're just like, yes. Like if you're rooting for the one team, you know that. It's pretty good.
Ah, shit. But the other thing I wanted to talk. Did you watch Plandemic?
Plandemic?
Yeah,
What's that?
it's like this documentary. It's like 26 minutes long. It was going around YouTube and then Facebook, but then they both banned it.
Oh, I saw it on TikTok.
And it's like all about how the pandemic's like a big hoax and like it's just all this bullshit. And like, listen, I love conspiracy theories and I think there's a lot of bullshit going on with our government that we don't know about. That being said, this documentary makes so many bullshit claims that are debunked in seconds on YouTube.
See, yeah, I think the only thing worse than like someone who's completely naive to the government's power is someone who thinks like everything's a conspiracy. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they try
Like-
too hard.
It's good to question everything, but at a certain point, you have to just fucking relax.
Yeah, like open your eyes and just
Yeah, but I mean, it just makes like countless claims, and it's pretty much this fucking idiot with a little fucking nose ring and big blue eyes. I just want to kick him in the throat.
the dude.
Yeah, and he's
Jesus.
interviewing this doctor, and I don't know the doctor's name. But she just makes all these bullshit claims. She says, like, she pretty much essentially says that we were all shot up with coronavirus in flu vaccines in the past. Now they're making us wear the masks and stay at home so our immune systems go down. We cough into the masks and it like recirculates the coronavirus into us and we infect
So
ourselves.
we can't get rid of coronavirus.
Yeah,
is what
and
you're saying.
like they're like arguing that the quarantine shit is so everyone's immune system drops and then they're going to let us out and everyone's going to get sick. And she said like 34% of people with the flu vaccine are at higher risk for or people with people with the flu vaccine are at a 34% higher risk for coronavirus. And that's like a big fucking claim to
Yeah,
make.
what?
And like it's complete horseshit. But I saw
I feel like there's so
again,
many
I'm not going to
holes.
name names, but I saw a stupid and ill-informed bitch on Facebook that we both know posting like everybody needs to watch Plandemic. Like, wake up, people. Okay, like no, shut the fuck up. Like, okay, if you're gonna say
Wake
that,
up, people.
like, I don't know. There's plenty of conspiracies. Talk about MK Ultra. Talk about Operation Paperclip. I don't know. Talk about something that somehow stands up. Say we didn't go to the moon. Like you could,
Yeah.
you can maybe argue that,
Something
although I don't
crazy.
believe it. But just don't say bullshit like that.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
So I mean, if you're gonna take time and watch Plandemic or any documentary for that matter, just take an extra 20 minutes afterwards just to literally type in whatever it is debunked. If you can find shit, if you can find a lot of shit, it's probably bullshit. If you can't find much, then it's probably real.
Mhm.
It's the internet's great. You can research things very easily, but you can't believe the first thing you hear. Or if a quote unquote doctor with a nice ass camera and like a good angle and a well produced documentary, you can't just believe everything you see based on production quality and all that shit.
I liked this episode. It was basically about Netflix. No, it was about movie.
Yeah, we were talking about
Or-
it was a lot of digital content.
Digital content, yeah.
So we talked cults.
Like mainstream.
We talked
Mainstream.
cults. We talked A Dash of Tiger King, some sci-fi movies, Plandemic.
All right, movie recommendations go. Bad Times at the El Royale. That's my one. Like, if
Okay,
you haven't
give-
seen it, please
like, your-
watch it.
Top 3 movies, just like real quick.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah, Like, it doesn't have to be like a solid top 3. Just
Jesus.
3 great movies that you would recommend.
Okay, I'd say Bad Times at the El Royale, Inception. I feel like a lot of people have seen it, but like if you haven't, like you have
I've seen it, but I should
please
watch it
get
again,
on
honestly.
it. And a third one, I mean 1917. If you like actually like appreciate filmmakers in any way, it will blow your mind.
And it's like not boring at all. Like by
No,
any
you're on the edge of your
stretch
seat the whole
word.
time.
Yeah, it's a very exciting movie, but it's just filmed very particularly. It's unique.
All right, go for it.
Honestly, dude, I don't know if it's recency bias. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that the word, recency?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean,
okay.
that's probably why I suggested all those movies.
Yeah. So I want to say Contact just because I thought it was a fucking awesome movie, but maybe it's just because I just saw it and I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
On top of that, I mean, there's comedies I'd recommend, but like
I mean, just spew 'em.
Super Bad,
Super bad.
like fucking
Yes.
amazing movie,
Oh, that's got to be in my top 10.
and
ever.
and I think I'll say The Martian too,
I was gonna say The Martian.
because The Martian is just awesome movie start to finish.
I love the way
That was
they
the other
tie
thing.
in.
Interstellar, fucking Matt Damon shows up,
Yeah.
and he's a total dick,
Yeah.
and he kills himself.
Fucks him over.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Martian, I like that they tie in like the comedy with like the actual awesome storyline, like great storyline.
Yeah, and I watched like this video, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Do you know who that is?
Mhm.
He was talking about how that's like one of the few like space movies that they like got shit like almost
Yeah.
spot on.
Well, my one friend like thought it was a true story for a while.
Oh,
Someone we
Sickles.
both know. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there it is.
I'll
There
expose
it is.
Sickles right now. He
Thought it
thought
was-
The Martian was based off a true story.
Which like not ridiculous, but like you think we would have like heard about it or like
Probably be a bigger deal if
Yeah.
a man walked on Mars.
Yeah.
Let alone lived there for like several years and then
Survived.
survived, made it back to humanity to
because
tell
of some
us.
crazy like rescue mission from like the other astronauts.
The craziest rescue mission in human history. We got to save one man from Mars. It's going to take 3 years to get there, but we can do it.
And the only way it was successful is if he literally poked a hole in his suit and like used it as a propeller towards.
Fuck, I
like,
forgot about that
like,
thing.
like
Just,
that's what caused the
sick
success. Yeah,
flying, dude.
that would be funny. But yeah, if you couldn't already tell, we're trying to make episodes shorter for you guys.
Yeah, just hour or over can be a bit much. So, thank you. Follow us on everything.
We will promise that we're gonna start producing some content out.
More consistency now, for sure.
So just let us know what you guys think, and see you guys real soon.
Catch you next time.